2013, I got started with my adventures in the real estate industry. While I was doing some market research, I met Amir for the very first time. Amir is a real estate agent in the city of Bangalore in India. After a brief conversation over the phone, we decided to meet up in his office the following day. Little did I know that his office was nothing but the local tea shop down the road from his house. During our very first conversation, he revealed to me that he actually did not have a license to be a real estate agent. Now, actually, that's not surprising because in India, you don't need a license to be a real estate agent. He also confided that he spends 2 hours every day posting fake listings on all of India's property portals. India does not actually have an MLS or a multiple listing service. So it's really difficult to verify the authenticity of information that's posted online. I also noticed that he had a small diary which he kept tucked away in his shirt pocket. He wrote down the names and numbers of all of his customers as well as the addresses of all the properties that he was managing. It was really interesting because once a property got rented out or sold, he simply tore that piece of paper and threw it away. It was his personal CRM/inventory management software. Amir's life was chaotic, it was unorganized, and it had very limited touch points with technology. While Amir was a real estate agent, a lot of other real estate businesses like property management companies and real estate development companies work in a really similar fashion. And while Amir's story happened in India, there are a lot of other companies that function in a similar fashion in other parts of the world like Brazil or Indonesia or many parts of Africa. Selling software and technology in developed parts of the world is very different from selling in emerging markets. And that is going to be the focal point of my address to you today, selling PropTech in emerging economies. And why am I qualified to speak on this topic? Well, let me introduce myself. I'm Ajay Kumar. I'm co-founder and the CEO of The House Monk. We are a software platform that helps real estate businesses market, sell, and manage their portfolio. We have close to 100 clients now, spread across 20 countries. Today, I'm going to be sharing with you 5 tips to help you hone your marketing and product strategy when looking at emerging economies. So let me start. Tip number 1, you need to build mobile-first solutions when targeting these countries. Why is that so? Well, most people in emerging parts of the world went directly from having no computer or no internet directly into having a smartphone right in their pockets. See the trend there? They've completely skipped the desktop, laptop, tablet era of computing. So they're very comfortable using their phones for a lot of use cases, but they're not very comfortable using a laptop. They're not comfortable using a mouse. They're not comfortable typing in a very big QWERTY keyboard. But you give them a mobile app and they're very happy to use their thumbs and interact with any of your applications. So make sure that you start by focusing on mobile first products. Tip number 2, feature-rich integrated software solutions do a lot better than specialized niche apps. While in developed parts of the world, a lot of companies prefer using small specialized apps for different functions and stacking one app on top of the other. Companies in the developing parts of the world are not really in favor of that. They prefer to use one software platform which can do multiple use cases for them. This naturally leads me on to my third tip for the day, which is something that can help all product managers. There is an age-old question. What should we focus on? Should we focus on user experience or should we focus on building a much better set of features? Well, I can help you with that. You actually need to focus on both. If you don't have a great set of features, customers will simply not come to you. They will not buy from you. They will not be excited by you. But if you don't have a great user experience, well, they will simply not use your product and they will not renew with you in the following year or in the following month. So that's something you need to keep in mind. You need a great set of features as well as a fantastic user experience if you want to win in the emerging economies market. Tip number 4, you really need to understand that relationships drive sales. It's not just the quality of the product, but it's the quality of the salesperson which also determines whether you will be a success in these markets. In developed countries, I've often noticed how companies try multiple softwares and try to figure out what is the best software for their particular pain point and simply buy that product. In emerging parts of the world, that is simply not the case. A lot of companies care more about who they are buying from and not just on what they are buying. So that's a very important aspect to keep in mind. Relationships actually carry a lot of weightage in these parts of the world. Let me give a couple of tips on this as well. If you want to target an emerging economy, make sure that you set up a subsidiary company and sell through that so that trust gets built with your company. A second tip that I can share is that if you can employ even part-time one employee who can potentially go and meet all of these customers, that would also go a long way in establishing trust. A third point that I can mention is you can always partner with a local reseller who can be your feet on street and go and sell to customers and build that relationship if the first two options are not possible. Let me move on to tip number 5. This revolves around your business model. In a nutshell, subscription business models work better than capex or one-time fee business models, and transactional business models work even better than subscription businesses. Now, what do I mean by this? Well, think of yourself as an IoT company who's selling smart locks for the hotel industry. A capex model is one where you tell the customer, hey, pay me $1,000 and I'll come and install this smart lock in your hotel. A subscription model is when you tell them, I will install this smart lock. You don't need to pay me anything upfront, but simply pay me $50 for every month my lock is installed in your system. A transactional model is telling them, you don't need to pay me a monthly subscription, you don't need to pay me anything upfront, but pay me $1 every time a door is opened. You understand this, right? So this way, incentives are a lot more aligned between the customers as well as the service provider, and that's really important when you look at it from an emerging economy perspective. So these are the top 5 tips that I have to share with you today, and I can understand a lot of you might be wondering, Ajay, this seems like a lot of work. And it is, I'm going to be honest with you. It's not very easy selling technology in emerging economies. Most of these countries are at a very early stage with respect to their technology adoption. So it's going to be a little more work to convince them to pay for technology. I can also hear you asking, is it even worth it? Is it even worth selling PropTech to these companies or in these countries? I'm here to tell you that it definitely is worth it. And I'm going to give you a few reasons why. First, although these are termed as emerging economies, they are already huge markets. Indonesia, India, Brazil, these are all multi-trillion-dollar economies today. So if your aim is to build a very large business over the long term, you definitely need to have a strategy in place for emerging economies. Another point that I can think of is that software spend by small and medium-sized businesses in these countries are increasing by 40% every year. They are doubling every 2 years. So if you want to piggyback on the growth of such fast-moving economies, you definitely need to have a presence in these regions. A last point that I can mention is that I've noticed how a lot of PropTech companies who are focused on the US market or the European market, they always are worried about competition. And they're not wrong. Try selling a property management system or try selling an IoT system in Europe. It's really difficult because there are so many companies who are doing something similar, and you will not be able to focus on the customer. But if you focus on selling these solutions in the emerging parts of the world, you actually don't have that many competitors. So it makes it a lot easier for you to focus on building for the customer. There are many more reasons as well, but these are possibly the top reasons. Now, at the House Monk, we are as bullish about serving customers in emerging parts of the world as we are about serving customers in developed economies. And after hearing my talk here today, I hope I've convinced you as well. Thank you so much for your time.